I'm the cross stitching runner and welcome to my channel. I want to say a big hello and welcome to all new and returning viewers. And if by chance you've stumbled across this channel is all about cross stitch with a bit of life stuff thrown in. And before I fully kick into the stitching that I've been doing since we've last caught up, any life updates, all the rest, I just want to say a big thank you to everyone who watched last week's episode. I do appreciate that this time of year, especially in our world of Flosstube, that there are so many different videos to be watching because we're all in the Christmas spirit, and there are some fantastic people out there who are doing daily Flossmas updates and all the rest that goes with it. So I just wanted to say thank you for those who did watch last week's episode, for just taking a bit of time out of your day and have a little bit of a catch up with me. And same goes for this episode too, where I just want to say thank you for spending a bit of time out of your day catching up with me, and I hope that you get a bit of stitching done, whether it be Christmas related stitching or anything else. And yeah, thank you. I just wanted to say thank you on that one. So let's get into, I guess, a little bit of life, and also I've been doing some of the creative stuff, especially today. Today is Saturday the 13th of I was going to say February because I'm looking down in the bottom right corner of a screen that I've got in front of me that has date, time, all the jazz. I saw the number 2 and it immediately had me thinking February, even though I've just been talking about Flossmas, Christmas cross stitch, all the jazz that goes with it. So it is the 13th of December rather than the 13th of February. And I today have been surprisingly busy, productively busy, where from a creative perspective, I have been meaning to do something with my candles, and I actually spent a few hours today melting wax and creating new candles. So the first candle, there's only 3 candles, they're kind of boring. The first one that I've done is just this one, and what I love is over the years I, through different means, have purchased candles inside jars like this, and as time's gone on I've used the candle, and I've had other candles that are just the wax, and you can then put into whichever holder you've got. And as a result, I recycle my wax, where when you've got like a little bit of wax left over after you've burnt the candle, or the wick has burnt quicker than anticipated, I choose to melt things down and reuse the candle holders. So with this particular candle, it was just meant to be the purple wax that we see, and then the green that we see in the middle. It was just to try and, I guess, improve on a bit of a dip that was occurring with the candle. And I have learnt, or reminded myself rather, that to try and reduce such dip, and I've got a second candle here to really show or emphasize what can happen if you do what I did. So this particular candle, you can possibly see the white bit, that's the wick. It's sunk down. It's reminded me of baking a cake, where I, in this particular context, should have heated up the this jar for the lacquer, or candle holder rather. I should have actually had this almost at a very similar temperature to what the wax was going to be, so that way the wax and the candle holder could cool down together, resulting in this not occurring. So this is where I may melt this wax again and redo the candle with the hope that the wick is still tall enough for this candle. Or I don't know. I did purchase quite a few wicks earlier today in the preparation for this, so I definitely have enough wicks to balance it all out. And then my last piece de resistance. This one actually is still a little bit warm. It's cooling down a bit. This is a mixture of all the leftover bits of wax that I've had from other bits and bobs of candles. And this jar actually was a Moccona coffee jar, and it's got the special lid thing that goes with it. And then hopefully all goes well. Some of the bits up the top are loose. Hopefully it doesn't sink too badly. It is sinking a little bit in the middle, but in this particular context, I've left the full length of the wick. So if by chance the middle does sink more than what I'd like it to, I know that I've got enough wick where I'll be able to still burn the candle, and it hopefully won't get smothered by all of the wax like the second one most likely will. So that's where I've been busy today with that. Also popped over to Bunnings because it was within the vicinity of Spotlight where I got the candle wicks. And over at Bunnings, just bought some paint gear and such to enable me to just do some home maintenance kind of stuff. So with some of the pictures that through photography that I've taken, had framed up, rather than putting dedicated hooks in walls and such, I use the special sticky kind of hooks, in the sense that on one side it's got a sticky back, and then the other side it's Velcro, and it sort of connects the framed picture or whatever it is that you want, framed picture, and connects it to the wall, and it sticks, and it actually holds really, really well as long as I do a good enough job for it. Where historically over the years I've not stuck it on the wall very well, then crash bang crack in the middle of the night, pictures occasionally have fallen off the wall and given us just a bit of an unexpected fright. So with some of the pictures that I have had up on the wall, the actual stickiness of these things that I'm trying to describe, they eventually lose their stick over time. And I guess part of why I use these special adhesive style hooks is that in theory they shouldn't leave any marks behind if you take them off gently and in the right manner. However, I think several years ago I had wanted to take just the frame off the wall, still leaving the sticky stuff, to try and change over some photos in the frames, and it didn't go quite according to plan, and some of the sticky stuff that was attached to the wall, it came off the wall okay, but it also took off some paint as well. So I just need to do some home maintenance and repaint little bits of the wall, and it should be all good. While that's occasionally happening, while I'm doing that and waiting for paint to dry and such, and do however many coats I need just to have it in a way that I'm happy with, I'll get some new photos printed up that I've taken more recently, and yeah, update the frames, and yeah, have a photo wall again. And I might even frame up some of my finished cross-stitch pieces and have it up on the wall as well, just as a point of interest, because it's really only in this room and the ensuite and the main toilet area where I actually have cross-stitch pieces up on the wall, and it's only if I'm in here where you guys get to see some of my cross-stitch, or the visitors, especially if they go to the toilet, that's where they'll actually see a cross-stitch piece. And ideally I'd want to have it out in full display, not hidden display. So we'll wait and see. I'll rummage around, see what I've got, and go from there. Now, speaking of cross-stitch, let's actually get into what I've been working on since we last caught up. Now, the first piece that I want to share with you is actually one that I did talk about last week, because I was working a little bit on, I think it's officially called Christmas Cuddles, but I've nicknamed it Midnight Owls. I've probably used other variations of the wording as well. So with the Christmas Cuddles, they are in this magazine that I've had in my stash for quite a while. It is the World of Cross Stitching. It is issue 274, and in terms of Christmas Cuddles, it is designed by Jenny Burton, and this is what it will look like roughly when it's done. I am stitching this on 14 count navy blue Aida, and if all goes well as far as editing is concerned, you will hopefully be seeing the previous update that you saw from last week. And with that in mind, this is where I'm up to. And I, for the exception of maybe a bit of backstitch, I've mostly finished the third owl, which is looking really cute. I love how this piece is coming together. I've also stitched a little bit more on the branch, or branch that these guys are sitting on. I am aiming to get a bit more backstitch done on the owl, so that we can really see the definition for the owl that appears to not have any eyes at the moment, but the picture is having it with its eyes closed, and then hanging off the branch that these guys are sitting on are, what have we got? We've got, Christmas stockings, bit of tinsel, and all the rest on it. So I'll just bring this in a bit more, so hopefully it'll focus. So that was, I guess, my update from last week on Christmas Cuddles. And after Christmas Cuddles, I got into the Scottie dogs. That's at least my nickname for this piece. And with the Scottie dogs, they are in Ultimate Cross Stitch Christmas. This one, if you've been with me for a while, you will know that I've stitched quite a few pieces out of this one. And Scottie dogs are, there we are, just up the top there. And with Ultimate Cross Stitch Christmas, this is volume 19 from 2018. And with the Christmas Scottie dogs, here we are. So I'll hopefully have a picture up on the screen from when I last worked on the puppies, and this is roughly what it will look like when it's done. And when I had last spent some time on the Scottie dogs, I was partway through the puppy dog with the beret towards the bottom. So I finished off the puppy with the beret, and I then moved over to the white puppy with the purple collar. That is a personalization because it was meant to have some lighter shades of purple, and I was just feeling lazy and I didn't want to get up and go and find the actual colours that were called for in the pattern. And then with the Scottie dog near the bottom, where he's wearing a jacket with the holly and the berries and such on it. There, again, another personalisation where the pattern is definitely on the jacket that the Scottie dog is wearing. However, the actual colours with the greens and the red berries and such, a slight personalisation as well. Again, I was feeling lazy, feeling tired, and didn't want to get up and find the actual shades that were called for in the chart. Now this is an orange Joberlin. I believe it to be a 28 count fabric, and I believe I had gushed over the fabric last time I had shared this piece with you, and again, it is still a fantastic piece to work on. I love this fabric. I am stitching this 2/2. Now, the next piece I have to share with you is one that I've actually been working on over the last couple of days, and I am actually really happy with the progress that I have made on it. And it is called Merry Christmas by Tilton Crafts. Just need to get the tablet screen activated again. It actually felt really weird working on or using this tablet, because I'd gotten so used to working off some of the paper charts for the other pieces that I'm working on, that it actually feels quite nice to get back into using this device. So this is what Merry Christmas will look like when it's done. I've started in the top left corner of it, and again, hopefully at the moment you are seeing my previous update, so to speak, of where I was when you last saw it. And I still have this in the hoop because I'll probably still do a little bit more work on it. This is where I'm up to now, and I am stitching this on perhaps 25 count linen, and I'm really happy with how this progress has gone. I did admittedly need to frog a part of it because I was half a stitch out of whack, and I am noting that I am stitching this 2/2, and with it being half a stitch out, it was going to throw the rest of the piece out if I left it as it was, and trying to fudge it in any particular way, it wasn't going to look right. It wasn't going to do the piece justice. So it is what it is. I thankfully didn't need to frog too much of it. So it has meant that over the last couple of days with Merry Christmas, I've put maybe 200 stitches into it. I've not kept an exact record of how many stitches I've done each day. And that is it for the stitching since we last caught up. My plans for the next week between now and when we next catch up is I want to get back to Meowie Christmas, put some more work into that, and double check to see, because I'm looking around at the moment, double checking to see if there are any more Christmas themed pieces that I had talked about wanting to make progress on, but I've not yet touched. And behind me, that's fallen off the chair just a little bit, I do want to get some more work put into Under the Sea. I've not worked on it for a bit over a week now, and it's starting to get to that stage where I need to make some progress. So hopefully all will go well, and I'll get a page finish or something close to that. Noting that tomorrow I have a family do. I have a family get together, and that's where my stitching will be limited in terms of how much I'll be able to get done. Monday and Tuesday at least I'll be in the office with work. This coming Friday I'll be in the office again. So really it'll be Wednesday and Thursday where I'll be at home, and that's where I might be able to get a little bit more stitching done. So wait and see. I'm hoping that I can be disciplined and have some positive barriers or boundaries rather, and come home when I'm in the office at a reasonable time. At the moment, work is going really well. I know that on Monday I'll be starting some really good, a really good body of work that I feel excited about, that will hopefully help the organisation move forward a little bit with some things that as a team we know we've needed to get done. It's just been nuts. It's been busy, and as part of getting my bearings and getting my sea legs back again, so to speak, and understanding what has happened over the last X amount of time, it's helped me to appreciate where the priorities have been, and that hopefully we're now in a good stage to change direction or change focus, and it'll be all good. I appreciate that was probably one of the most cryptic updates relating to work, but I figured that it'll be okay. It's all good. Nothing to worry. So I'm at the stage where I am feeling a bit tired. I had hoped that I would have slept just a little bit better last night, but it didn't quite work the way that I would have liked, and I am amazed that I am speaking somewhat coherently at the moment, where I've not fumbled my words too badly, and I'm quite proud of myself for it. So with all of that said and done, this again is another short episode, which I think is probably a good thing, considering we have so many awesome videos to be catching up on with Flosstube and related crafting endeavours and such. And thank you for spending some time with me, and I hope to see you all next week. If not, I hope you enjoy what you're doing, and I hope you get a bit of crafting done, and I shall see you later.